Do 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 dee. All right, I am still singing my own theme song until my daughter writes me my own. Hello and welcome to Radical Change Leadership. I am your host, Vonda Page. Your past, your power, and the truth about change. You know, change doesn't happen in a vacuum. It's rooted in who you are today. And who you are today is shaped by who you've been and what you've experienced. If we are serious about leadership, if we're serious about transformation, and we're serious about change, it's imperative to acknowledge the past as well as our current position. Are you ready to stop waiting for the perfect moment and start leading your life right now? Well, 2025 doesn't have to be the year of empty promises. You know, they say that the second Friday of January is called Quitter's Day, and it doesn't have to be that. This can be the year of radical transformation, but only if you first own where you've been and where you stand today. So let's get into it, right? It really matters. It matters where you've been. It matters what you've experienced because without self-awareness, you have nothing. If you don't know where you come from, if you don't know your pain, if you don't know your wounds, if you don't know the things that bother you, if you don't have awareness of your biases, how would change be possible? Well, I want to tell you that this episode today is all about helping you take steps towards real transformation. And the thing is, it really starts by understanding your own journey. So, hello and welcome again. If this is your first time checking me out, thank you so much. And here is to a year full of abundance and brilliance and creativity and for your dreams to come true. Here's to enlightenment and here's to freedom. Here's to gratitude. Here's to happiness, okay? And here's to you applying your intellect in every way possible. I could go on and on and do affirmations A to Z. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to recommend you do affirmations A to Z and then go backwards Z back to A. And give yourself that spur, right, that you might need. Give yourself that little energy. Give yourself that little bit of innovation and inspiration that's going to help. What we're going to talk about today is how embracing your past and your present is what is necessary for real transformation. And I think a lot of people don't want to think about change from the standpoint of it really requiring you to look deep into things that have happened and recognize how those things have shaped you. But if we're really, really serious about being the best versions of ourselves, if we're really serious about being a healing parent, being a healing boss, being a healing child, being a healing friend, being a healing spouse, being a healing partner, being a healing colleague, if we're really, really serious about transformation, we got to look at ourselves. We got to look at ourselves. And if we can look at ourselves, then we can decide for ourselves what about ourselves we want to change, what about ourselves we want to transform, and then we can take the steps to do just that. If we never look at it, we can't ever change anything. It's okay to say, hey, you know what? I have some issues in this area that I need to work on. It's okay to say, you know, I still have wounds here. And the reason I can tell is because I feel, emotionally activated. I still have some issues here because these situations really wipe me out. Oh, wow, I still have some issues here because I feel, tense when this happens. I still have some issues here because, every, week I'm going through, 5 or 6 bottles of wine. I still have some issues here because I'm stopping at the weed store picking up weed. I still have some issues here because every month, like clockwork, I'm going to my doctor asking them to give me more Ambien. I still am figuring out how to cope if I am doing something that is leading to adverse behaviors or adverse effects or something that I don't want, right? It's no way that if I am overeating or I'm drinking too much coffee or I'm drinking wine every night or I'm having beers every day, it's no way that I know that I'm not coping with something. There's something that I'm avoiding. And if I have kids and I'm engaging in those activities, then I'm emotionally absent. And I know that's a hard thing to hear, but if you are intoxicated when your kids are home, you're emotionally absent because you can't really tend to their needs. Why do you need to be emotionally absent? And the thing is, right, there may be a good reason. And that reason usually has something to do with trauma, right? That reason usually has to do with something that happened to you that you haven't quite processed. And so rather than deal with the pain, you are using that technique, whether it is drugs or alcohol or cigarettes or reading or the computer or, video games or, compulsive eating or whatever it is, right? If you are not attending to your kids from, the time that y'all all get home together until, through dinner, then what are you doing? Like, I know you might want your time and you need your time, but how do you think kids are going to grow and develop and learn? How do you think they are going to figure out, the tough questions in life, if you're not able to answer them, if they're not engaging with you? They should be helping you fix dinner. They should be helping you straighten up. They should be helping you do the laundry, even if it's only their laundry. They should be helping you do whatever it is you're doing. Y'all should be engaged in something as a family, doing it together. Whether it's folding up socks or walking the dog or cleaning the litter box or cooking dinner or straightening up the living room or raking the leaves. Whatever it should be. But if you're doing your thing and your kids are doing their thing, you're emotionally absent. And your kids are going to later say, y'all wasn't never there for us. And as the parents, you're going to say, well, what do you mean? We were there every day after school. Yeah, every day after school, you were on your phone. I was on my iPad. And, we ate dinner for 5 minutes. And then that was it. If your kids have habits that you don't like or that you feel are not good, whether it's hygienic or behavioral or otherwise, it's a direct result of your parenting. And the way we parent from a wounded place, right? We all going to make mistakes. But for all the wounds that we don't repair and get real treatment for and process through, we're going to put those wounds on our kid. So maybe we got spanked as a kid and we don't believe in spanking and we didn't spank our kids. But what did we do instead? How did we help our kids process anger? How did we help them process learning? How did we help them? Do we even know? Have we thought about it? Where is the awareness behind the way we were parenting? Do we have awareness around the way we were parented? Do we understand if we had adverse childhood experiences? And if we did, how many? A parent in jail, a divorce, poverty, a parent that died, right? Violence in the home, violence against you, emotional neglect, alcohol or drug use, right? There's all these things. If we understand what happened and we understand the impact on those things, then we have an opportunity for change. And this is about how do you do it, right? Well, first thing you want to do is you really want to acknowledge your past because that's the only way to empower your future. Your past isn't a prison, it's a foundation. It gives you information. Your past is radical. Your past is the root. And that's why I say radical change is about getting to the root, right? And the root is within you, right? That's where you go to find the importance of finding out what happened back then. Did you make mistakes? Did you have trauma? What things did you fail at? All of that is part of your leadership story. All of that is who you are, right? And all you got to do is sit there, right? And just acknowledge for yourself, right? Where am I? Where am I? Right? How do I do this, right? It's all part of who you are. It's nothing wrong with it. You don't have to erase it. What you want to do is you want to interrogate it. You want to be introspective about it. And you want to use it. And you want to use it as a source of wisdom. You want to use it as a source of knowledge. You want to use it as a way to reflect. So let's do it. Let's do it right here, right? Let's even if you're driving, you can still do it, but don't close your eyes. But just I want you to reflect on an experience that still means something to you. Did something happen to you that you still remember? Did somebody say something to you that really hurt your feelings, and it was a parent? Did you get an unjust spanking at one point because somebody accused you of something that you didn't do? Did something happen to you and you still remember it? Well, I want to challenge you that if you remember something that bad happened to you, I want to challenge you to sit with it and interrogate how you feel. Cry about it. Did you yell about it? Did you cuss the person out in your mind about it? But do a reflection on things that still hold weight in your life, okay? And then the second thing I want to invite you to do is really think about where you are today so that you can move forward. If you don't know where you're coming from, it's really hard to figure out where you're going, right? Like, where are you right now so that you can figure out where you're going? And that is really how you get confidence for the future, right? Self-awareness is like where we stand. Who am I emotionally? What does my biases look like? What are the areas where I know I'm weak? What are those things where I'm still trying to get it figured out? How do I ensure that I'm actually moving in a direction towards being a better me, right? Because a lot of times, depending on the power dynamics in your life, people might not tell you that you suck, right? If you're a boss, if you're a man, if you're in charge, if you're the manager, if you're the VP at home, or whatever, you may not have somebody that is going to tell you the truth. So I'm going to invite you to think about the fact that healing is so necessary because you need to be able to tell the truth to yourself. You need to be able to be honest with yourself. And you're not going to be able to do that if you can't be truthful about what needs to be healed. Okay? Where is it that you are? How do you acknowledge yourself so that you're not flying blind? What I want you to do is think about one way that you feel stuck. I think for me, I think I have a lot of trauma that I just haven't had the time and space to work out. And it's not that I feel stuck in any one area. I feel like I'm just slowed overall because there's so many areas, right? And a lot of people might feel that way. And maybe by me, kind of giving you some ideas that might help, right? It could be you feel like you're doing everything, but you can't get your eating and your drinking and your exercise under control. Maybe you have your exercise under control, but you're still drinking 3 beers a night. Maybe you, are doing amazing with your career, but you have zero relationship with your family, right? it's important to really think about areas where you might be stuck. And then the third thing is I want to talk about empowerment and how you're not going to be able to sit around and wait because nobody's coming to save you. It's all on you. And it's so, so important. And I mean, it is super important to have a perspective of victor, right, versus victim, right? To really say, you know what? I'm the one that's going to lead the radical change. I'm the one that's going to take myself to the next level. I'm the one that's going to be my own number one star player. I'm the one that's going to be my own hero. I'm the one. It's an internal job. I'm going to desire it so deeply that there's no way I could fail. I'm going to desire it so deeply that there's no way I could fail. Plain old, simple. That's how it's going to be. You're the only one that can lead your own transformation. You're the only one that can make a radical change. So I want you to write down one concrete thing that you're going to do today, and you're going to do it. I'll tell you my thing is I'm going to finally get down to my ideal weight, and that ideal weight I'm going to be before my birthday, and my birthday is March 10th. And right now looks like about maybe 12 or 15 pounds or so. Depends, on the scale. But I'm going to be at that ideal weight, and I'm going to stay at that ideal weight, and then I'm going to build up the muscle and bone mass necessary to move back my metabolic age at least by 5 years. That's my goal, and I'm not going to stop until I get there. And the concrete action every day is that every day I will take at least a 60-minute bike ride. Period. That's the concrete action. And that's going to move towards my goal. Because if I take that 60-minute indoor bike ride every day, that indoor bike ride every day is going to help me with my bone mass. It's going to help me with my muscle mass. And it's going to help me with my metabolic age. Period. 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 And so at the end, I want y'all to think about how it's so important, to acknowledge our trauma and our past. I've been all up and down with my weight my entire life. Started from the time my mom told me I was fat when I was 5. I didn't even know. Come to find out, she had been calling me fat and teasing me. And, it was apparently this little inside joke until she decided to really hurt my feelings by telling me I was fat. And I've gone through different, thoughts about my body. But once I had my daughter, I was like, you know what? The body I have is the body I have, and I'm going to do the best I can with it, and I'm not going to focus, on the outside part of me as much as I'm going to focus on the inside part of me. And I've been focused on the inside part of me, and the inside is really doing great. And now I can put more focus on the outside. So that means I can drop these last 15 pounds and get the body of my dreams, get the muscle tone and the fitness of my dreams, get the BMI of my dreams, right? And acknowledge, that just because I went through some different issues with my body, a lot of us, not we all probably, but 90% of us have, right? Whether we want to admit it or not. And what we've had the opportunity to do, right, is to also recognize that the power to change resides with you. I can choose to be healthier. I can choose to be lighter. I can choose to be stronger. I can choose to be more disciplined. It's all up to me, right? And it's all about the power that I give myself. And it's all about the desire. Well, I desire that I want to get my metabolic age. I want to drop it by 6 points. And I'm going to do it. Whether it takes me 2 years total or not, but I'm going to do it one step at a time. And that concrete action every day is going to be a 60-minute bike ride. Boom. And I'm going to continue with my nutritarian diet, which means every day I'm going to have my green vegetables. I'm going to have my beans. I'm going to have my nuts and seeds. I'm going to have my onions. I'm going to have mushrooms. And I'm going to have some kind of little berries. Hopefully it's pomegranates because I love them. If I can put some in the freezer. But because it's important to me. And it's important for any of us who have a change that we seek to stop waiting and to start leading. So I want to invite you to join the Radical Change Leadership community today. I want to invite you to download the app, go to radicalchangeleadership.org and access the tools and support that you need to make 2025 the year you turn your intentions into impact. Impact. Okay? Radical Change Leadership is all about self-empowerment. It's all about leadership transformation. You get to own your own story and grow in 2025. Self-awareness is key for this healing journey. Leadership coaching is available. And the radical change that you seek is all about being purposeful. I want you to not focus on procrastination. No more procrastination. It's time for intentional living. It's time to lead yourself, and it's time to go after your goals in 2025. This is the time you need to transform your life. Listen, what I want y'all to do is I want you to understand that radical change, it starts with understanding your past so that you can focus your present on your purpose. Focus on your purpose. I really want us to do that. And I really also want us to really think about the importance of you going to have to go it alone sometimes. And I did a podcast about that. And I want you to realize that real leadership requires us taking a solo journey. So with that, I want to say thanks again for joining. I want to tell you to go to radicalchangeleadership.org to learn more and to download the app. And for your free 15-minute coaching consultation, all you need to do is hit that link and set up your session. And I look forward to seeing y'all soon next time on Radical Change Leadership. Bye-bye.